Hello, I'm Robbie Fowler and you're watching Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to Redmen TV. As you should well know by now, it's Freeview week, so welcome to anyone who's not a regular subscriber. This is a brand new show, so this is new to everyone. We thought we'd give it a little bit of an airing this week, because this is the kind of thing we're going to be doing as we progress toward the end of the season, and of course over the summer as well, focusing on Liverpool's transfer targets, players in, players out, how they're going to fit in potentially with the team, bringing in your thoughts as well, and just having a little bit of a laugh with it, because why the fuck not? As always, sorting the transfer week from the transfer bullshitty chaff, which is a thing. Obviously, Chris Pajak's here with.
Of course.
Why wouldn't you be?
Where else
would you be?
You've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, so I mean, the first thing we're going to discuss is Memphis Depay, or Depay. I'm open to suggestions on that.
Just call him Memphis.
Just Memphis. Yeah, I like that. £25 million from PSV Eindhoven, strongly linked, of course, with Man United as well. Initial thoughts on that?
Look, you can understand why they're linked to Man United.
Yeah.
He's played for Louis van Gaal at Dutch level in the World Cup, so I can totally understand that. He's definitely one of those players that I think Rodgers would be interested in. Rodgers likes to collect attacking mids and forwards, doesn't he? That's what he's about. And someone who's got a bit of fluidity about them, where they can play up along any of those positions up the top. So you can understand why Rodgers is linked. And we've struggled for goals. He scored goals. Yeah. It's an easy one, really, isn't it? And he's a good player by all accounts.
Yeah, I think obviously the real strong links. Everyone's been saying this week. Everyone, all our mates. Everyone on the street, not like the papers, have basically been saying that like Man United have moved ahead of Liverpool in it, and going back to exactly what you're saying there.
It's a bullshit race.
Yeah, it's a bullshit imaginary race that may not even exist, because hey, it's a transfer rumour mill. Van Gaal picked him obviously for the World Cup squad. He's got that connection there. We've already seen Van Gaal sort of flex those muscles in his first season in charge at United. So just on a one-to-one personal level, you'd expect United, if it was down to the choice between the two managers, he'd go for Van Gaal, but then again, he might think Louis van Gaal's a total bellend.
Yeah, so he might have worked for him and I've worked for you before, no thank you.
Yeah, or equally he might meet Brendan Rodgers and be like, not tall enough for me, mate. Who knows? We'll have to see how that, but it's he scored the winner for Holland against Australia at the World Cup, which I think people will remember.
Before you're trampling all over our graphic here.
Yeah, well, that's where we got the graphic. We're gonna go over to the tactics wall in a moment. But obviously we had to look at him as everyone does.
Scout Nation
HD. Big shout out to the boys at Scout Nation HD for basically
get some better music.
Changing intro music. But it's great that he seems he's exciting, and to be fair, look, hey, we've been fooled before.
I could look good on YouTube.
You do look good on YouTube.
Well, not if you watch Mondo Goal.
But yeah, what you see of him, and there's good things. He looks very good in what he does. You don't know how consistent he is with that. I mean, just watching the way he takes some of his goals, he looks so composed. Yeah. But if you watched like a compilation of like Sterling's goals, you'd think he was really composed, especially that City goal last season. Course, yeah. So you don't know, obviously. I mean, it doesn't tell the whole story.
No, it doesn't. Look, it's YouTube at the end of the day. All the other stuff's cut out. It's there to make him look good. That's what it's for. The fact is, when he looks good, he looks very good. He looks very skillful on the ball. Yeah. He goes past players for fun. He looks like he's a player who likes the ball at his feet, which is something as a Liverpool fan I want to see in our side, because not enough people want to take on people at the moment for me. Yeah. And we've been badly missing that since Suarez went, and there are Suarez-like qualities to that YouTube video of him. There are.
See that. I think you've got a step too far. I think what I like, what he looks like me is, he's got seems to have the close control and the little tricks that like Coutinho's got. He's got like the direct running and power of like a Jordan Ibe, but then I think he's got like the dilly-dally ability of a Raheem Sterling as well. Like, I mean, because I do worry sometimes of those players that we've got. I'm not even counting Markovic in it, because I don't think we've seen enough to quite define what he is there, but he doesn't, we've got three people.
More complete.
Yeah, he looks like if you can combine some of the attributes of those players, you might have a player who's, you get far more consistency out of. But we'll
he just doesn't have the injury record of Lallana.
Hey,
combine all of our attacking mids.
Absolutely. Right, we're going to go over to Tactics Corner. Really, we could cut Well, fuck it, let's just do it live. To have a little look at him.
Join me over here, mate.
Go ahead.
I'm gone.
And we'll see how he fits in potentially to the Liverpool team if we were to sign him, Chris.
I'm always going too soon, mate. The wife says. Oh no, this is Freeview week. Normally it's just behind the paywall.
I know, yeah.
Now everyone knows.
iCat's dad, if you're watching. That's what Chris has just revealed some telling secrets about his and your daughter's sex life. Anyway, Memphis Depay. Go on, give us a. I've trampled all over this already, but give us a bit. Do you want to just read what you wrote?
Yeah.
So
Tommy, going to put the graphic on the screen so they don't look like I'm looking at the telly? Excellent, thanks mate. 21 years old, attacking midfielder or a forward, left, right, centre, part of Louis van Gaal's Dutch World Cup side. As Paul mentioned before, he scored the winner against Australia. In the league this season, he's played 27 times, he's scored 20 goals and he's made 3 assists. In total, that's 37 games with 26 goals. Cracking return there from someone who's not playing, by all accounts, at the very top end of the pitch. Last season, 43 games, 14 goals, so you can see the development in him as a player over last year. And he's a Dutch League winner this season as well.
No, just confirmed as the Dutch League winners. That is a big issue for me on this, is that, you know, the draw of the Dutch League, maybe it's always, I think it's quite often seen as a stepping stone, isn't it, in the Premier League, as you know, somewhere where you end up as a destination or Serie A or La Liga, or hey, let's just pick other leagues, because why not the Bundesliga?
MLS.
Sorry MLS fans, but you know, it is like taking the championship and putting it in America and then asking people to play in front of a big empty stadium.
Vast sums of money.
with their ageing legends. That might be an issue with, you know, ultimately PSV are going to be in the Champions League next season. If he wants to move, you know, and there's other clubs in for it, you know, we you know, this is going to be Liverpool's eternal struggle in general, but you know, that if he wants to stay at PSV, he doesn't fancy a move. You know, like I say, taking some.
I can understand. PSV have got some good heritage in Europe as well. They're a good side. They've got a lot of history and stuff like that. But I think Ajax won the last 4 leagues before PSV. So it's probably seen as a little bit of a surprise, an aberration, if you will. And I think the other thing is as well, Koku's the manager there, isn't he? Former Dutch player himself, great midfielder. And I think from what, by all accounts, what's expected is that side's going to be broken up.
Yeah.
You know, they're there to be picked by the bigger leagues in Europe at the moment, and I think that's the way people are viewing PSV, so it really wouldn't surprise me if the side that he puts out in the Champions League isn't the side that won the league.
Oh my god, they're the Dutch Southampton. It's the kit and everything. The stripes, you know. Right, we need to be careful, but Brendan, watch out! Be careful, watch out, don't get caught out again. Something you highlighted there though, I like that thing that he got a decent goal return. Like, to be fair, if he was like, you're talking about a winger, you know, a pacey, tricky winger, a 1 in sort of, well, better than a 1 in 4 ratio is all right. You know, at 20 years old, that was a pretty decent. To see that he stepped up, that's the most encouraging thing. And much like we've talked about, and we talked about it, and doubtless it'll come up again in the coming weeks. A few people have already asked on Twitter about like Lacazette and a number of these players. He fits that mould of the players who are coming up, and they're going to make the next move is going to be the big move for this type of player potentially. And you know, Liverpool have got a good track record in the past of picking up players like that and taking them. And
Suarez being the main example.
Suarez is a great example of it. Like Fernando Torres, of course, doing it from Spain, and you know, so that I would quite like that. I don't. For me, is he the finished article, and is he the kind of thing that we'd be looking for? No, you know, he's not. There's always an element of gambling there. We've got a lot of young players. 21, he'll be 22. You know, next season. Do we need to be looking more at because look, we've got for as long as we've got him, Raheem Sterling, Philip Coutinho, Jordan Ibe, Markovic, who are all, you know, sub 23 years old. Do we need someone else in that mould, or do we need to improve on Lallana?
It comes down to the fact that how much have we got in the pot?
Yeah.
You know, if there's 25 million at the end, take a punt on a younger player, and I totally agree with that. But if you're talking we've only got 60 million, then I don't think we should be spending 25 of it on another youngster.
Yeah.
I think we should be spending 40 to 45 on an established player, maybe sort of 25, 26 years old to come in, you know. And then if there's money left after that, that's the type of buy that I would like to see. Yeah. But I think you've got to get that stuff nailed first, or at least know who you're going after, because we know, as Liverpool fans, that, you know, you can have your top target, but you don't always get them.
Absolutely, yeah, we know that very well. Very well. We had a little chat, and you know, we thought we'd have a look at maybe potentially whether we get him or not, how he could fit into a Liverpool team.
bear with us here.
Yeah, have you actually practiced this?
No.
Yeah! Is that this week's theme?
Nailed it! So this is what I think the Liverpool side could be next season if we were to sign someone like Depay. So I've gone with Simon Mignolet in goal, John Flanagan at right back, Skrtel and Sakho part of the back four with Moreno on the left hand side, Hendo and Lucas as holding mid, and then 3 attacking midfielders. And this is where I think it comes down to is Sterling, Coutinho and Depay, because any of them can play anywhere there. Mm-hmm. Now I've set it up with Depay being on the left hand side. I know you mentioned as soon as I did this that Rodgers sees Sterling's best position where Depay is, and that's the thing with the 3 of them. They could all play there, and obviously playing behind Daniel Sturridge.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it's not like you couldn't do other things with it, because don't forget you've still got Markovic to put into this equation. You've still got Lallana. You've still got Ibe and potential. It's an interesting shout. I mean, let us know your thoughts on that in the comments or by tweeting in at the Redmen TV. Again, it's all if buts and maybes, but is that way you'd see? Because like I say, Raheem Sterling, I think is naturally going to end up on that left hand side under Rodgers more and more, and we've got the option to do so. Whether we would actually we're going to try and find an option to get a proper 2 up front. Does it 3 at the back? And should it be 1 end and not 2 on Flano? They're all big questions that need to be.
It's defo 2 ends. It's defo 2 ends. I didn't type it, Tom did, but it's 2 ends.
Tom's got 1 end in his name. He's got 2. He's got an end at the end. To be fair. So yeah, no, answer to those questions and your thoughts in the comments below. We're going to transition neatly back over to the couch in a moment. But again, is that where you'd see anyone who's actually a greater student of Dutch football than us? Is that the kind of position you'd like to see him play? And is that the kind of play you'd like to see Liverpool targeting this summer? From what I've seen of him, he looks good. I'm now though, and there'll be far more caution I think in these videos than there've been in summers gone by. Basically, ever since we got nailed over Iago Aspas. But then again, a lot of people did, mainly in the Liverpool transfer committee. But I've got no problem with that. That's already. I mean. So I think that's a better option. I like Lallana. I really like him as a player. He's not obviously hit the height at all this season, and I've got bags of potential, and I think Markovic has got bags of potential. But the pace and direct running that you've got from that looks.
Yeah, I mean the other option is if you want Sterling over there, Depay could be a backup to Sturridge as well. There's definitely an option for that with him being so strongly right-footed but wanting to move over to the left-hand side. So there's a lot of, and what Rodgers likes is tactical flexibility, isn't it? And there's loads of that in that team there.
Yeah, to be fair, it's probably going to be Origi, Ibe, Lallana, Markovic. That's probably what it's going to be next season. Hey, we'll have 50 minutes.
And we'll just be hanging here.
just. So yeah, right. We're gonna. As I said, we're gonna transition back over the couch. We're gonna talk about. Go on, you go. I'll hold the fort down here for a moment. We're gonna talk a little bit about Ciro Immobile, who's been linked.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, basically because as time of filming, it came out shortly before filming, so we don't have as many spanky graphics for that as we would have liked. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna head over. Chris, back over to you. Talk your pick.
Nope.
Excellent.
I like Immobile though.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Immobile.
Yeah, well there's been a number of Immobile. There was a great one someone before from Nico Prey on Twitter who said that if we get rid of Balotelli and replace him with Immobile, then the transfer committee have either got a great sense of humour or no sense of irony, which is absolutely spot on. Yeah, the poor old transfer committee.
But you know what? As a player, I actually do like him. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Granted, I've not seen absolutely loads of him, but he is the type of player that I like to see. Granted, he's not the fastest player in the world, but someone with good feet, good skills, and likes to bring people into play and stuff. So yeah, a player that I'd definitely be interested in. 25 years old, does he fit the profile? I don't know whether he's ever going to really truly be world class. I don't think I've seen enough.
He fits the profile of what we're talking about. What we were just talking about then, about the age of players that we should be signing, players who are more.
Yeah, you want someone who's actually, very, very close to breaking out, and I don't know whether
he's gone backwards since he's gone to the Bundesliga.
That's it.
Well, yeah, we had a terrific season in Torino by all accounts. It's mad he's moved about a bit, but then the Italian transfer system always baffles me, and it has done since Champ Manager.
It's just like the half players.
Yeah. figure it out. Go figure it out, because he was at Torino last season, but Genoa the season before that, and you immediately go, whoa, is he the new Jalminia? There's another Chapman 3 reference where the kind of player that just moves around, Christian Vieri, someone who moves sorry, no, for younger viewers, Zlatan. Yeah, he moves every fucking season to someone else. He's obviously not the new Zlatan, but you would immediately worry about that. But I've got no understanding of quite how his life has panned out, and it could just be quite a normal thing for Italian footy. So there you go. But it's telling that I think he scored 3 goals in the Bundesliga this season.
Yeah, 19 appearances.
Yeah, 9 start, 10 off the bench, which is, it's. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for him. I don't care.
The Champions League, by all accounts, is really good, because he's made 5 starts, 1 substitute appearance, and got 4 goals.
Yeah.
So by all accounts, Dortmund haven't had a great season anyway, have they? Mm-hmm. But in the Champions League, where he's getting tested by a completely different style of player, he's done really well. Yeah, well, no good to us then, because not even going to be there next season. Hey, I think what's with Immobile, the question is he that kind of player that can be sort of rehabilitated at Liverpool? No.
Like we saw it. No. Thanks very much for watching. It's been a pleasure doing we've said this before, like so many people wrote Phil Coutinho off before he came to Liverpool. I know he was younger, and Sturridge was younger, but players who everyone went, nah, sorry, no, they've not got it for whatever reason. I'd be interested to know, and again, any greater Bundesliga fans than I who know the answer to that question, has it been just that he's not been good enough for Dortmund? The reason why he's been in and out, has it been injuries or whatever? Because the simple fact is, and we've seen it with the strikers we've got available to us, you can say people aren't good enough, but you've got to get a run of games and a run of form to find form a lot of the time. It takes a very special striker to play, to have like the best part of 20 appearances, half as a sub, and to get a good goals return. Yeah, so unless you just like some sort of super sub extraordinary.
And the other thing is, was he playing those games early on in the season where Dortmund were just, by all accounts, shit?
Yeah. So again, all research we could have done if we'd had more time before that thing came out. But there you go. What I think what you need to look at with him, and because if you looked at his stats there, 25 years old, as you say, three domestic goals in 19 appearances this season, you'd be like, nah. Because you're probably talking £20+ million he'd be able to move him for. You'd think, no thanks, not at all, not for me. But, go back to the season before, 22 and 29 for Torino. I think he got 12 and 21 for Genoa the season before. So he's, but prior to that, the 2 seasons for that, he was a 1 in 2 or better. Much better, obviously, in Torino. Domestically anyway, he had the potential. He was getting a good goal return. We've made better cases for players who've had worse goal scoring records in Serie A. We sat here a couple of years ago and creamed that Barini had scored like 3 goals for Roma because it's such a hard league to score in. And similarly, Balotelli, Immobile's goal scoring record in Italy's dwarfs both of them.
I think the thing is, I'd say I actually do like him as a player. I just don't know whether he can be rehabilitated by now.
Yeah.
Whether it's just a little bit too late for him. I'd hope that if we do sign him, we've obviously seen something in him where we think we can get the best out of him, and Rodgers can get the best out of him with the coaching staff. But look, from the outside looking in, not the type of player that'd be very excited if we sign him.
Yeah, it wouldn't throw me. I think as well, as a great point pointed out on the tweets, which I'll come to now actually, is that it's the Italian centre forward thing. I just feel wary about being linked with Italian forwards, and to be fair, Italian players in general for Liverpool. Has there been an Italian player that's worked out at Liverpool?
Not that I can think of. I was thinking about this about forwards, but I was, not really. No,
yeah.
not.
Gabby Paletta wasn't even Italian when he was at us, and it didn't work out.
He was the left back that we had.
Which one?
Italian.
We had an Italian left back.
I think so, yeah. Come on, help us out here.
Well, look, Balotelli's not worked out, Barini's not worked out, Aquilani's not worked out, Desaina's not worked out.
Desaina was the one I was thinking.
The left, yeah.
He's left back, wasn't he?
Padelli, Daniele Padelli never worked out, so yeah, and I think in British football in general, Vialli was at the end of his career. Zola's one. I think Zola's the exception that proves the rule. Yeah, Ravanelli, I suppose. There's been a few, but you're still talking 10, 15, 20 years since those players did it since then.
Yeah, it's more like your Mutus and stuff like that, isn't it? And I know Shevchenko's not Italian, but he played in the Italian league for years, came over here and was garbage.
Yeah, so let's go over some of your tweets. I'll do this to camera, because why the fuck not? Mark Becker, MB_Tubes. Says played in a weak league, moved to a bigger team and failed. Another Barini, works hard, not enough production. Stanislaus at Stacky_sexy. No! #average. And then another one, similar vein, Leona El Khan. No! Jackson Martinez. The Anfield chat says Immobile is an Italian Fabio Barini. Oh wait, an Italian Balotelli. Oh wait. Yeah, it's a good one. Vincent K. McMahon, not the Vincent K. McMahon.
Shame.
Yeah.
Maybe saw RKO and started watching.
He's not a world beater, but he's defo better than Lambert, Barini, and Balotelli. Let us know your thoughts on that. Do you agree with what the WWE's commander-in-chief thinks about that? Benja, fucking _Ben. No fucking clue who he is. But if he brings Klopp with him, then sure. Dylan Wilson 52 says if he can score like he did for Torino, then yes. At Bar XQ says not at all. He's shite. So there you go, a wide range of opinions that all say the same thing. Nah, take a pass on Ciro Immobile. Moving on then from... the other one we've been linked with is Jeffrey Kondogbia, and we didn't have time to look at him at all. If that link sticks around, we'll definitely do a bit more on that next week. So tune in for that. That won't be on Freeview week, so if you want to watch that, if you're desperate to know, then you'll have to go to the website and sign up.
Or Google.
Yes, Chris.
Marketing 101.
Yes, Chris, or Google.
Give them a choice.
Yeah, or get your information somewhere else. It's like Tesco sending us a Sainsbury's, fuck off. So looking at players out, and one that we just want to quickly fucking throw up, shoot to bits and fucking walk away from, was the scum Lincoln and Sterling with a 50 million move to Juventus. I mean, since when? As if
Italy, 50 million, has the whole country got it? I don't think so. Move on.
Yeah, no, that's just simply not going to happen. If Raheem Sterling's going to move, and he might well move in the summer. It's a distinct possibility. Liverpool might just decide to cash in on him.
Ain't going to be.
He's not going to go. I can't see him going to Italy. So what? Throwing your career down the pan like. But then again, if they sell Paul Pogba in the summer, they will be cash rich. Does Otto over down move on? They'll have money to spend.
It won't be in that position, you'd think, though.
But
if those two players go.
Yeah, but it's also ultimately it's whether I think it's less about even the possibility of them having the money or spending it. Why the fuck would Raheem Sterling want to go and play in Italy? I think he could. I think there's going to be better options if he moves somewhere. There's going to be other clubs interested. I don't see a UK thing possible. Ultimately,
he could put 40 years in his career now if he moved there now.
Yeah, he could. He could play for. He could play till nearly to the turn of the next century. Yeah, obviously, like I said, we didn't actually get that straight from the aforementioned scumbag of a newspaper. It was from the BBC's list of transfer links. Just thought it was worth throwing up there so nobody who catches it being talked about thinks it's a fucking real thing, because it's bullshit. One thing that the papers have been keen to drag up this week is this notion that 10 players could leave Liverpool in the summer. To make things interesting, I challenged Chris to basically come up with his 10, and I've come up with my 10. I'm going to see what we've come up with and see if there's any clashes, any crossovers, see if we've got that Russian Dalglish-esque telepathy that's going to see us through. Let's find out. On this, why not? Bear in mind, well, obviously, number one is going to be Gerrard. Absolutely, he's nailed on, because we already know he's leaving.
He was my number 4. I forgot he was leaving.
So yeah, you can play along at home if you want. We've got a pen and paper, or just the comment section underneath. Get your 1 to 10 and see and type them in now. Pause it, type them in now, and see how many you get that match up with us. I'm going to tick these off as I go along then. So yeah, you got Gerrard.
Yeah.
Who else you got?
Brad Jones.
Absolutely, Brad Jones will be gone in the summer, being released on a free.
John Gant.
John Glenson and his better football playing twin. Glenn Johnson will also be going as well.
No, he left 3 years
ago. He left 3 years. He's actually been in the cupboard in Melwood this whole time. I'm just going to unlock him. There you go, lad, you're free. Okay, that's 3. Jose Enrique, yeah. Sad to say, because he's a mad bastard and I kind of love him. Just not as a footballer.
Yeah, we can pay someone else to keep the dressing room spirit high.
We just pay him to do that, just on a much lower wage. Timmy Mallet or something, get in to back him up. It's a shame,
brothers, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's a shame about Enrique because I like so much of his game. I really like, particularly I just love the way that he shepherds.
Yeah, I think everybody loves that.
He shepherds better than a shepherd ever could dream of shepherding.
There's just no need for some of it, though. I mean, it's just to prove how strong he is. That's the only reason.
It's exactly the same as like what Ryan Babel used to do. Was that he was so rubbish at times that he just used to wait for people to come into him because he had this trick where he could kind of roll past someone, but it was his only trick. So he used to have to invite real pressure on him, and Enrique literally does the same. Like, here's my trick, here's my party trick.
Well, the problem with Enrique is he's best when he's not touching the ball, and that's a worry in a footballer.
Yeah.
As you've just said, he's best when he's near it, but he's not actually touching it. As soon as he touches it, either goes out of play or fucking goes back to them. Like.
Yeah. But it's mad because when we got him and we saw him, given what we'd had at left back up to that point, we had loads of injury problems, which ultimately he's developed. Maybe it's a thing. But Insua had a really torrid time despite having loads of potential. Aurelio, when he played, was more cultured. Reece at a game was more attacking. To see someone like Enrique come in and just be so solid defensively, he was a real plus. And,
I remember sitting there on the couches. I don't know whether you said it or I said it, but you said we might have sorted the left back position for a few years here. And it looked like that was going to be the case, and it just wasn't. He had this like telepathic things with Suarez that looked amazing as well. The ball, good things going for him.
Ball. I think what he'll be remembered for that Newcastle. Ball. Yeah, the ball for Suarez against Newcastle for that wonder goal. He scored a couple of belters. He got involved with a few great goals. He had some mad cameos playing the left wing and stuff like. But yeah, I think everyone would agree the fact that he's literally been nowhere near the starting 11 this season. How much that's injury and how much of it the fact that he's just not good enough. We've needed him to be better. We've needed a better player than him and a more available player than him this season. We can't afford to make the mistake again next.
Right.
So that's 4.
Balotelli,
yeah, absolutely. I think at this point of his Liverpool career, great cameo at the weekend in the FA Cup, one of the few highlights of our performance, I thought. And all his cameo performances in this year have been really good, but again, there's a reason why he's being limited to cameo appearances, and the manager clearly doesn't fancy him. I don't know whether his attitude's right. I don't think his attitude's ever going to be right if it's not right by now. It looks like £16 million wasted.
Yeah. And look, at the start of the season, if there was no one else available, I'm quite happy with Liverpool taking that gamble.
You were more than happy.
I was happy at the time. There's been enough fucking videos of me and vines of me being happy about it. I'm not going to hide it. I can't.
It's not.
Do you know what I mean? It's impossible to hide it. I was happy about it, and I was happy that Liverpool took that sort of gamble. It didn't pay off. That's what it. That's what gambles.
That's why in pubs they call them gamblers, not cash machines. Yeah. But that's exactly right. Unless a new manager comes in who thinks they can do something, who thinks foolishly that they can do something the same as every other fucking manager that's had him, I can't see him staying at Liverpool next season, or I don't think he'll want to. And we said this on, I think it must have been on the Brendan Rodgers debate special, which if you haven't seen that yet, that's out now. Go and check that out. We did an hour and
5-8 minutes, something like that.
Talking about Brendan Rodgers' future at the club and everything around it. Fantastic in-depth debate from both sides of the argument as well. If you haven't seen it, it's on Freeview. We go and check that out. Doing that, I've completely lost my train of thoughts. That's
number 6, I think, mate.
Yeah, but sorry about Balotelli. Yeah, he's gone. Let's just fucking move on. Number 6.
Go for it, mate.
Barini.
Barini.
Yeah, absolutely. Fabio Barini should have gone in the summer.
Yeah.
Should have gone in January.
We should have got money when we could have.
Yeah.
I think that there's a gamble that we failed at. We should have pushed them out the door.
It's simply, but it's funny now looking at it. If Mario Balotelli was a panic buy, it says to me that we didn't feel there was anyone else we could have got in. You know what I mean? And Barini's been kept aback simply because we felt we were short and we just needed bodies, and I feel a bit sly on Barini because he's not a bad player.
No.
we saw for Sunderland, they had a very good impact, in the at the end of their season last year. He's never shirked away from it when he's been in a red shirt this season. I don't know precisely what it is he lacks, or whether he just simply doesn't fit in with the style of football we're going to play. But if he goes, which he will, I can't but wish him the best.
No, yeah, exactly.
Manquillo.
Oh, really? Surprising, I haven't got Manquillo down. I've got some big surprises coming.
Okay, well that's my first surprise.
Manquillo?
I don't see why we'd keep him. What's the point? He's not playing.
I suppose the argument to that would be, look, if we do go back to a back four, then and Johnson's gone already, are we going to have to sign a backup right back? Is that's the argument, I suppose, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We'd have Flanagan at the club who's got injury problems. We're definitely going to need a second right back at the club if we do go back to back four. Obviously, if we go to a back three, then he's completely surplus to require. Exactly, spot on.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it depends on whether, and we've said this for a couple of years, and who knows what's going to happen, whether Ryan McLaughlin's ready to make the step up. It's make or break for him this summer. If he either goes. I'm not including him because he's not a senior player. But if he's still at the club in the end of August, then he should be in contention for the first team place. Otherwise, it's a wasted space in your academy and your Melwood, and a wasted hook in the changes basically. I don't know, but Manquillo for me, he started bright. I really like Manquillo. I think he's a player. We've said, haven't we? He's got shades of Arbeloa. He's a good, solid potential right back, but he's not playing. What's the point? It's wasted money, isn't it?
True. It is, yeah. And that sort of brings me on to my six, to be honest, Markovic.
No.
Yeah, honestly. I think, we spoke about it on the debate show and stuff. If he's only completed 5 games this season, I'd be worried about him going forwards now. There have been flashes, and I've seen the fact that he's got skills and stuff, but while we can still sell him for money, and probably very good money, I don't know whether that's an option for Liverpool.
I can't see him.
Well, I say you're entitled to your opinion, but Markovic is one of my shouts.
Let us know your thoughts on that actually in the comments below. Obviously, we've got a few more left to go, so let's see what else.
Joe Allen.
Yeah, I've got Joe Allen. Snap. Yeah.
I think that it's make or break for him now. The back end of the season has been make or break. The fans have probably 90% turned on him.
I think you're overstating that. I think.
Well, maybe a touch. There are a large section of the fans. At least.
I'm not sure people have turned on him anyway. I just don't think people have got it. He's just meh, isn't he? You know what I mean? He is. He's some people have got a very vocal opinion of him. Some people love him. Some people hate him. But nothing like you think about people who really divide opinion and have divided opinion at Liverpool over the years. He, by and large, doesn't really. He's a non-entity. He's like, Lallana's in danger of being like him as well. He's just another solid, decent player. I've got no problem having him in the squad, but you don't think, yes, he's in the team this week.
What type of money do you think we'd be looking to recruit for Allen? 10. Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah. You know what he is? I've said this in the past and been quite offensive in doing it, but he's got Everton written all over him. I think Joe Allen, Roberto Martinez likes that style of player. I could see him, or he could go back to Swansea, but I just don't think he's got enough.
I think for me, what sort of he lacks more than anything is when you play in a 2 in midfield, you need a bit of a physical presence. And as great as some of the sides from Barcelona have produced over the years, and they've all been short lads and stuff like that, he's just not got it. It's not right for the Premier League, the way that our teams play. So I think that's what really sort of has held him back over the last couple of years.
Okay, so you want to throw another one else?
Ricky Lambert.
Yeah, snap Ricky Lambert. It's a shame. I think he'd stay and play for free. He just wants to be at Liverpool. I'm gutted that he's not been a success, because just from having been binned off by Liverpool to then spend 15 years rebuilding your career to get binned off by Liverpool, it's just it's horrible.
He's not done anything wrong this season per se.
No.
He's just not been given enough opportunities. He's not been fitted into the side when he has been thrown on the pitch.
No, and I don't know, and it does because I don't understand why we've got him, because it's not like we bought him at the start of the window. He's the first player we bought last summer, and it was a quickly tied up deal. It was done and dusted, which makes you think it was a well orchestrated, well planned move. Why the fuck's he not been more more involved? Is it just because we've had to change the way we play?
It probably is, Paul, because, as you say, we had a lot of time leading up to it. We knew Lambert was going to be playing at the club. I think the problems with the defence have meant we've changed up the attack, and unfortunately Lambert hasn't fit into that system.
Yeah, it's a real shame. I to be fair, I've got no problem with him staying for another season whatsoever, because as I want him to be in the summer, as a fourth choice striker, if he's kept fit, he can definitely be an asset for Liverpool. But right now,
the problem is if you're a fourth choice striker when there's only one up front, you've really got no chance of getting on the pitch nowadays. Yeah.
It's more the case if he's a fourth choice striker when your other three choices are, let's say, Sturridge, Origi and Ings. That's disappointing. I don't mind him being fourth if you've got Sturridge, Origi, someone fucking amazing, and then him. That's fine, which by all accounts Balotelli should be, but isn't. Okay, so last one.
Colo.
Interesting. I haven't put Colo in there.
Who are you going for?
I could see him quite easily going, and I wouldn't wish him any ill or whatever to go. I just think, given that Gerrard's going, and actually similar with Alan, where with Gerrard going and Glenn Johnson going, you don't want to get rid of all of your senior professionals out of your team in one fell swoop, basically. So I could see Joe Allen sticking around for another season, and I could see Colo getting offered another year contract, just because. Why not? He's probably not on loads of money. He's a good influence to have around. He's got loads of experience. He's actually won league titles, which no one else has done, which is a good thing to have around. But yeah, I think there's look, his contract's up, isn't it?
That's it. I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me if we did offer him another deal, but I just think for him, maybe he'll probably. I don't think he thinks his career's over, and I think Liverpool fans do. You know what I mean? And he's just come back from the Africa Cup of Nations where he's won it with his team. I think he still thinks he's got football in his legs, and I wouldn't begrudge him going and giving it a chance somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's your last one?
Norwich. Andrew Wisdom.
Yeah, good shout.
It's make or break again for him. If he's had I think he's blown out and cold at West Brom. He started a lot of games and he's been dropped out. I want to see him play at centre half. He's getting utilised at right back. I think he could do a job in a back three as the right side of a three for us. I think he's a potentially terrific player, but he's now at that age where if he's not going to go straight back into the squad, then he needs to get sold, because he's neither in nor there.
For me, I really like Andrew Wisdom, always have done. I actually thought he would be a future Liverpool captain when he first broke into the side. I think his organisation skills and the way he acts around other younger players in the squad than himself, he was a credit to the under-21s from where he came. And I'd like to see him given a chance. I don't know whether Rodgers will take that into consideration and take him back into the squad, have a look at him, and then if he does go out, I think it's probably going to be right towards the end of the transfer window, because I think Rodgers will want to see just how much he's changed over that past year. So it wouldn't surprise me either way, actually.
The only other one to that is Thiago Ilori, potentially. And I know it's hard to count him as a first team player because he's never been involved with the first team really, but one of those two I think is going to go in the summer. We saw Martin Kelly finally shipped out last year. Wisdom for me is the one who's on the
I suppose again it comes back to, if we're shipping out Glenn Johnson and we're talking about shipping out, who's the other right back? We mentioned Banquillo. Then to get rid of Wisdom again, you're still leaving yourself really short. So Wisdom might be an option, might be kept in the squad just to be a backup.
Yeah, definitely. So there you go. That's our 10 there. If you're going to disagree, I don't know how many you matched up with us in the comments there, or on your scraps of paper, or on a big whiteboard that you've got in your bedroom or whatever. But let us know in the comments below on that. There's sort of a bit more news. Henderson's, by all accounts, signed £100,000 a week contract extension.
Yeah, good. That's what we want to see. People will question the timing of it, and Liverpool would be right to put it out at this time. Yeah,
positive PR. Everyone's a bit down and up. The problem is that ultimately everyone's forgotten about the Henderson contract situation. I think Sterling's the one who's been grabbing all the headlines over that. I think that is, it's good. You get people like, look, we're sorting shit out. Don't worry, this is still getting sorted. Yada yada yada. It's telling that the season's on the brink of collapse. Henderson's form hasn't been great in some of the big games, and all of a sudden he's prepared to have these contract negotiations sorted in season, whereas they've been delayed until post-season, which I think is because we said at the time, we understood the move of wait until the end of the season, because hey, look, by the end of the season you could be in the Champions League, you could have an FA Cup winners medal as captain, you could be your captain elect for Liverpool. What's your value then? They've got okay, we'll cash out here, thanks.
Yeah.
We'll cash out, nice one. Yeah, we'll take $100,000 a week. I don't think he's worth $100,000 a week personally, but I'm not saying he's far off it.
Yeah, I think over the course of his contract he'll be well worth more than that.
That's a good shout. That's a very good. If he continues the progression that he's had, like say this season from last season, and even got the season before. Which is you know that's
so
that's
what we've got to look at it, isn't it? I suppose what we need to look at it is what's his value in 4 to 5 years time. What's he going to be worth a week? And from the development that I've seen, he'll be well worth more than 100. Well, more than 100.
It's a decent shout. The one we had it originally written down because we were going to talk about Skrtel's contract only having a year remaining, but his agent basically said, his representative has said, the only offer they've had on the tables from Liverpool are just getting that sorted. I'm not. If I was having a wholesale clear out of Liverpool, if I was doing it footy manager style, Skrtel would be gone in the summer for me. But it goes back to what we were saying earlier about having senior players, and Skrtel's fine. There's no sense in rocking the boat too much. I got no problem with getting him tied down to a new contract.
Oh no! Look, you know the form that he showed this season. I'm made up. We've signed him again. You know there was 3 years ago, was it, where he was arguably our best player as well. He had that one season dip, didn't he? And he's been banging form this season. I'm happy that we've done that, because I think what we've seen is you can go out and buy a centre back for 20 million quid and they're not as good as Martin Skrtel.
Yeah.
So how much does it cost to replace him?
Yeah, no, it's a very good shout. And to be fair, I suppose he's by all accounts with inflation's probably was the equivalent of like a 15 to 20 million pound sign at the time. Like, but no, he's fine. Like, you know, we want him to get back to score more goals like he did last season. He scored like 7 goals last season, didn't he? But
yeah, look, the free kicks in the corners haven't been as good this season as well, though, have they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, Steven Gerrard last season, his free kicks in his corners were just incredible. This season, Joe Allen's been taking them at times, and he ain't no corner taker. Trust me on that.
Yeah. The only other one that's rumoured as well, Jordan Ibe getting his signed up is. Skrtel's contract expires in the next season. I've still got until 2017 on paper, but I wonder how much of this is just a reaction to whether you don't know whether it's all been in the works and it's just coincidentally that it's all just starting to get sorted now, or agents are losing the bottles, as I said, after all the shit that's going on. But I'm glad we're sorting these things out, because it's been. The club can do what they want. If they choose to hold on to negotiations to whenever they choose to hold on to them, that's their prerogative. But I do feel more relaxed knowing that this stuff is getting sorted.
I do. It fucks me off, to be honest, because it's got nothing to do with the pissing players anyway. The club, the people who run the contract negotiations have nothing to do with the football. So why are they turning around and go, let's look at it at the end of the season? It's a fucking joke. It should get sorted when the question gets brought up, basically. You know, and it's just agents in football, and this is the problem. There's too much money in football getting removed from it to people like agents and stuff, and they're just rinsing teams, and they're ruining football because of it. Like, and it's a fucking joke, man. I hate it.
Yeah, it's right. You know, I mean, that's what. Like Paul Scholes, like, never had an agent. They go, here you go, Paul, has a new contract. They walk in and go, alright, thanks, and go off and be good.
Just a little bit more boring than that.
And a little bit more small and ginge. Good player though. And did it ultimately, you know, in a way that's never ever going to be seen in football for a player of his calibre again. Yeah, you know, it's. I think if you're in a very negative mindset towards the club and the way all these things are kind of handling, you'd probably see that and go, fucking should have been sorted 2-3 months ago, and yeah, maybe so, but the fact that at least it is getting sorted, that means pretty much I think that leaves just Sterling. And to be fair, it puts the pressure on Sterling as well. You know, Coutinho had no problems. This was just done and dusted in January, wasn't it? You know, Henderson's agents held out a little bit more. That's sorted now, seems to be sorted. Skrtel's is going to be sorted. Ibe's going to be sorted. Sterling, put your money, you know, put your pen on the line and sign. And do it now, you know, because you know, if everyone else is doing it, there must be that just it's a subtle way of having the pressure. Everyone else is sitting back comfortably.
It is, the other thing as well, I suppose, it says that the players who are in our squad trust in Brendan Rodgers and trust in the direction that the club's going, and we as fans should probably take a little bit from that.
Yeah, it's a very interesting show. As always, thoughts on that in the comments below. Tweeting at the Redmen TV, particularly that question of like the timing on stuff and how you feel about that. Is this the kind of stuff that should be done behind closed doors? Is this the kind of stuff that should be done earlier in the season? Should it all be left to post-season? Because I kind of, as a player, like I say, it's not down to them. It's funny how we nail the players over it, because they don't go fuck off. They don't, they've got all the money they're going to need. They might well, when they're sat around with each other, posture about it. Because I've seen some of the ex-players do this, talking about like what the bonuses are going to get them and all this kind of stuff. Like, it's just because there's people, we all fucking do that. But I can't, as you say, it's down to agents so much of the time, and ultimately, whether you like it or not, that's their job, isn't it? Their job. They get paid via having players move and sign new contracts, like, you know what I mean? So it's all just part of the game, and I think, as you say, I think it's more we should be more critical of those advising the players and less critical of the players themselves. Okay, one last thing. Obviously, we've discussed him a little bit on the Brendan Rodgers debate show, but I just basically wanted to use the expression "clop for the cop" because it just sounds.
Cool. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. We just briefly. Yeah, I want to say more detail on the midweek show on this. Like, but if he rocked up outside Melwood this week, would you be unhappy about it?
Not unhappy. No. I said it. I said that on the debate show. I believe in the direction that this club is taking. I believe in the plan that FSG have got. But I do believe that if we can get a better calibre manager than Brendan Rodgers, then we should look into that, because ultimately the club is more important than anything else, and that goes for players as well. It's not just managers and stuff. If we can further our team by signing someone brilliant, then we should be looking at that, and that's what it's about, isn't it? We want to get back in to the top four. We want to compete for league titles regularly, and if a better manager and better players does, then it costs more money. Well, work fucking hard on the commercial deals and keep signing commercial deals, because that shit ain't going to piss me off. Keep bringing money into this club so that we can improve on the football field where it really matters.
Yeah, I get it, and I think, to be honest, I sort of came down on it, sort of on a Kloppy kind of side in the week, but he would turn my head, to be fair. I'm very happily married to Brendan, but if Klopp walked past, I'd be glancing back over my shoulder, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd just giving you Saturday afternoon away there, like, it would be I would be very, very tempted to have a pop at Klopp, but I like Brendan Rodgers. I believe in Brendan Rodgers, and I think as a number of people have sort of said, he's on an upward curve as a manager. He's only getting better as a manager. I don't want Brendan Rodgers' best years to be at Liverpool's rivals, and I agree with the side of that as well. The main thing the Klopp comes with, because whether he's a better manager is subjective. It's entirely subjective. He has more experience for sure. He's got more experience in the Bundesliga. That's the one definite thing that we know about him. He has won league titles. He's got silverware in his trophy cabinet, which Brendan Rodgers doesn't have.
He's got European experience.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't know whether taking him into the Premier League he'd be able to translate to that. All we know for certain is the Klopp's reputation in world football is bigger than Brendan Rodgers, and that could potentially be a bigger draw to a different type of player, and that is something that I think Liverpool definitely need to consider. But one thing I just want to bring in, because you mentioned it, and we had to cut at some point during this, so I don't know whether it's still in the show, but nevertheless, Liverpool have extended the deal with Standard Chartered, talking about getting more money into the club. Great, these are exactly what we were talking about. Liverpool needs to start generating as much, because of FFP, and FFP is basically going to fuck us. We need to generate as much income as possible, and if guaranteeing that income from Standard Chartered means that in the summer we're able to take a bit more of a gamble and spend a bit more money on a higher calibre of player, then well done, welcome Standard Chartered. You still don't look as good at Candy or Carlsberg on the shirt.
Can't paint, man.
Or can't paint, or Hitachi. But thanks for all the money. So yeah, there you go. We'll
put some space here on my t-shirt as well if you want to come and give us some dough.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on anything we discussed on the show this week. As I say, thank you very much for watching Redmen TV Freeview week. It's been bossy, because we do these shows. This was a new show, but I hope you get a feel for
this
it.
one as well, though.
Yeah, definitely. The fact that we get to do a lot more of the discussion, have a lot more fun, a bit more of a relaxed tone. Longer form content than we're able to produce on YouTube. And if you like it, like I say, you can go and sign up on redmentv.com. You'll get a free month on top of this as well, just for signing up. That's automatic, so don't worry about that. And then it's just £2 a month after that, which is, I think we worked it out over the course of a year. It works out as like less than a Mars bar a week. And I mean, if you're not into Mars bars, double decker, crunchy, whatever floats your boat. Star bar winner. Genuinely surprised how much of a winner the Star Bar was. Thought it was going to be shocking, but Chris pulled out the bag the other week and it was sensational. What are we talking about? Star Bar. Don't buy other brands are available. Kinder. Yeah, do it. Thanks very much for watching the show this week. If you haven't seen the Brendan Rodgers debate special, that's 105 minutes now. An hour and 5 minutes of really good detailed discussion on that. The final word show prior to that feeds into that. We're talking about where it all went wrong at Wembley, which is quite actually not as time sensitive as it normally is. Those shows are normally very much focused on the individual elements of the game. A lot more wider discussion. Go and check all those shows out.
Don't forget the build-up show and the live match day show on Saturday for West Brom.
Yeah, absolutely. But just look, thanks very much. As I say, if you're an existing subscriber, thank you very much for your continued support for the Redmen TV. You're the people who make everything we do here possible. And if you want to be a subscriber, by all means, go and do it. As you can see, if those who've been watching for a while, you see the progression that we've made over the years in the terms of the studio and the things that we're able to deliver to you, and that all comes because of the people signing up to the website and giving us the support that way. And hopefully we give you juicy content in return, so you feel like you're there getting your money's worth as well. If you are a subscriber, do us a favour in the comments, just tell people it's boss. Because why not? Not like a ringing endorsement from someone who actually has it week in, week out. If you don't like a new subscriber, just shh. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you here next week for some more subscriber show goodness. If you want to recommend any topics of discussion, as always, you can do that by tweeting in the show at the Redmen TV. Other than that, as Chris mentioned, we'll see you on the Uncensored Match Build-Up Show, and we'll see you here live on Saturday for Liverpool versus West Brom.